Welcome everyone to the first ever version announcement video of the official Knights Province channel. My name is Wigor and I'm very happy to announce the release of Knights Province Alpha 12 Work in Progress. What you can expect from Alpha 12 Work in Progress. Alpha 12 will have a wool production line, improved user interface, improved hitboxes for all the objects, waterfalls and multiple water levels, more supported languages, French, German, Spanish, Polish and Turkish, and smaller feature and improvements. In this video we will go over the first 4 topics from the list. I highly recommend you also read the article on the website, it has some additional information on the actual changes. Don't worry though, I will cover all the important things in this video. Let's start off with the biggest gameplay change of this version, the wool production line. Wool will replace leather. Crom explained that leather was historically inaccurate. Leather was a luxury resource primarily used for the furniture of the upper class. The simpler versions of medieval armor used wool as their primary protective layer. If any historian is watching this and concludes that we are wrong, please let us know. The wool production line is a fairly simple 3-step process. It uses crop as its base resource, which feeds the sheep who produce the wool, which is then turned into Gambesons by the tailor. The sheep farm itself, however, is a bit more complex. Crom decided that the small pen of the cow farm was simply not a realistic space for the animals to grow in. So now sheep grow up in pastures which are attached to the sheep farm. There will be another video with a more complete coverage of how the sheep, the pasture and the wool mechanics work. Once that video is released, I will put a link in the description below. The second major change in Alpha 12 is the UI, the user interface. The building, unit and other object UIs have changed. They now have a 3D model in them, which is pretty cool. The build menu is also slightly different. The management buttons have been moved to the top bar. If you are like me, then this will take some time to getting used to. Alternatively, you could just learn how to use the F2 and F3 hotkeys. Another very welcome change is the hitboxes. Here you see a comparison between the old and the new hitboxes. The Alpha 11 hitbox was just the floor plan. You couldn't even really call it a hitbox. It was especially frustrating when you were zoomed in. Then you would just click through the building. So I'm very glad that we now got proper hitboxes. Finally, waterfalls and multiple water levels. A lot of work has been done on the water bodies. The water bodies look similar but function very differently. In Alpha 11, water was defined by the ground underneath it, which was called the waterbed. In Alpha 12, it is all about the height. Here you can see that when I lower some terrain, water automatically flows into it. If I elevate it, it disappears again. You can also see that it can now exist on any type of terrain, even on mountains. I can create new planes of water or add water bodies to an already existing plane. So let's select an already existing plane and add some water bodies to it. It's as simple as that. Or I can create a new plane and then I can determine the height. If I play around with the height, you can see weird things happening. And that's intended. So here's the waterfall. The waterfall can be placed on the edge of 2 water bodies. You just have to make sure the 2 water bodies align and then you can place the waterfalls. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. As I said earlier, there will be another video that goes into a bit more detail on how sheep and the wool production line work. So subscribe and turn on the notifications to stay fully up to date on the Knights Province development.